Hello, everyone here on YouTube. I'm glad you stayed tuned today for our podcast, and we're going to go and get into it here in a minute. So, hope you guys are having a blessed, wonderful day today. And today we're going to talk about staying focused. But I want to remind you guys, as always, don't forget this month's book is Destroying Debt Forever. We have the book and the study guide that goes along with it. You want to make sure you're definitely getting that from identitynetwork.net. All right. Many of you have actually signed on to our Book of the Month program recently. We've had several new people get on the program recently. So I know this is helping you guys out a whole lot. So if you guys are ready, let's go ahead and get started. I want to talk about staying focused today. All right. Let's go ahead and get started today. Hello again, everyone, and welcome to another exciting podcast of Thoughts Become Things. I'm Jeremy Lopez, and so glad and honored to be with each and every one of you today. Today is an amazing day, magnificent day. I'm looking forward to being with each one of you today on this podcast. And here we are, folks. Like, we're getting ready for Thanksgiving. Who would have ever thought we would just start off? I remember it was January 2nd, and then all of a sudden it's like in November. Who would ever thought Thanksgiving would be here so soon, so quickly? And so time flies when you're having fun for sure. I'm excited about that. I'm excited for the holidays this hour. I really am. I think this season we're going to have a great holiday season. I believe you and your family and your friends will as well. I'm looking forward to it. So definitely. So by the way, for those of you on our streaming services, welcome to Thoughts Become Things here. I'm glad you guys joined us today. And we have our listeners actually coming from the live video from our YouTube as well as I record my podcast today. And I was telling my YouTubers earlier about the book for the month of November, which is Destroying Debt Forever. It comes with that and a study guide. And I was sharing with them that actually it is. We have sold so many of these from people in the Book of the Month program. People are signing up every day now because they want this book so bad to get out of debt, and because the book actually includes strategies of what to do. Very few books out there actually gives you a strategy to tell you what to do. So you definitely want to make sure you're getting the series, the combo, Destroying Debt Forever from Identity Network. So, and by the way, I'm excited for you guys today because, some people have been asking me recently, can you help us out with staying focused? The American way of life is amazing, but it's very fast paced. It's very westernized. It's very things thrown at you, politically, media-wise, commercials, movies. I mean, you can't even go to watch a movie at the theater now without seeing 5,000 advertisements, right, of other movies. You get commercials. In fact, how many of you ever noticed that when you're watching, let's say Netflix, Hulu, Disney, Paramount, whichever ones you watch, was it HBO Max, whatever it is you're watching. If you ever noticed where if the ones that you watch that, let's say, that do have the commercials, or even just regular TV, your local stations, have you ever noticed where every single commercial is about drugs? Every single commercial is about, if you struggle with heart disease, diabetes, eye problems, ear problems, your foot's falling off, I mean, it's, your lungs are collapsing. I mean, take this. And then it's like every commercial is a medication for something. And sometimes it's needed for some people. But if you ever notice, I always laugh at this, my friends and I do, where it's like, take this to have a better heart. Side effects are seizure, stroke, being paralyzed, heart, a heart attack, you're thinking, okay, if it's supposed to help my heart and now, but the side effects is giving me a heart attack, I always laugh at these things because it's like, I don't know which one's worse, the actual, side effects, the medication, or my problem that I'm supposed to take for the medication for, I mean, it's just so hilarious sometimes, how these commercials are. I like it. I saw one the other day that talks about if you got the flu, now we have this out, it'll help you get over the flu quicker. And the side effects were seizure. The side effects were stroke. The side effects were, could damage the liver, and I'm starting going, I'll stick with the flu. Thank you. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know which one's worse. Which ones do I want? But anyway, so yeah, but it's advertisement commercials are crazy. So my point being with all that is this: there are so many distractions nowadays within reality of our lives every day. And So I wanted to bring forth today in this podcast a little bit of some points that will help you guys out to sort of stay a little focused. We're not going to go too deep today, but I'm going to give you some practical points that, let's say, for example, really that we all need, and let's say, for example, you are looking and you're like, I've got to finish this report, today, or I've got to get this assignment done today, or I'm at work and everything's going haywire around me. Everybody's talking and everybody's, wanting my attention and wanting me to do this and wanting me to do that. And if any of you are managers or bosses, you know what I'm talking about. Being a boss sometimes can be a difficult thing because you have people contacting you 24/7, which is fine, which is good. That's what you're there for, right? But it's like, everything that goes on. They want to know an answer for, and but you know what? That's what you're there for. If you're a boss or a manager, that's what you're there for, right? You were put in this position for this reason. A lot of power with responsibility, right? As Spider-Man would say. So on that note, I want to give you guys some points that will help you guys out to stay a little focused. Now, number one is fairly simple, but I want to bring it out anyway, is eliminate distractions. Eliminate distractions. That can represent anything from turning off your notifications on your phone. I'll be honest with you guys. On my phone blows up my personal cell number. And no offense, folks, because you're all my family. I love you all dearly, but I'm not giving my personal cell phone number to anyone except my family and my dear close friends. I mean, I'm talking covenantal friends because there was a day back in the day, I'm going to say probably, oh my gosh, 20 years ago, when Identity Network was, getting started up and running. And Jeremy made the mistake of giving out his phone number back in the day, because you hear these terms of like, you want to be transparent, you want to be vulnerable, you want to be, accessible to everybody, and that's true to some degree. However, I've learned in my life, you never give your personal cell phone number if you're any type of position that I'm in. You don't want to give your personal cell phone to people. I had people from Australia calling my phone during the night, folks, at 3 a.m. I need a word from the Lord, and I'm thinking to myself, I'll tell you a word, but it's not going to be from the Lord. It might not be a chosen word you're going to use every day in your language. You might be offended about the words I'm going to give to you in a minute, because I'm like, I'm asleep, I'm not prophesying to you, or throughout the day, everybody wants to call you about, my dishwasher's broken, pray for me. Well, you know what? You're going to be okay. You're going to survive. You got this. You know what I mean? It's like, and every Tom, Dick, and Harry wants to call you, and so it was driving me insane. It's probably how I lost my hair. But the truth is, you have to learn boundaries. And so for me, that's why I changed my number ancient years ago, about 18 years ago. And that's why we have an office call, for people to call in, because I stay so busy with words and life coachings and podcasts and lives and making memes. My amazing, wonderful, love her dearly, social media director could not ask for anybody better. She's like, hey, can you send me some pictures of you? So I'll make sure we do a photo shoot, or can you do some small videos, on your books? Can you do small videos on, just principles? And those are things you got to do. And I enjoy doing. I love them with a passion. But my point being is, you have, when you're doing that kind of stuff, you have notifications on your phone blowing up. And so my point being with that is, first of all, eliminate distractions. Turn off your notifications. I have Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. Don't have Twitter anymore. Let's see here. What else do I have? I think that's pretty much it. WhatsApp for, for certain things for my family. But my point being is, I turn notifications off. I just, no matter what I'm doing, I don't want notifications of, hey, Sally got a new cat, and I'm getting a notification on that, and I'm like, good for you, Sally, move on, and so to help you guys out, honest and truth, on your phones, just take off some notifications. Now, whatever you do not take off notifications for Identity Network, or you'll be in trouble. I'm kidding. But I mean, I keep my notifications on for Instagram. I keep it for my business. But my personal things, or I should say other business things, I don't. Notifications. I mean, you can turn, and by the way, for those of you that don't know, you can turn notifications off for, if you have an app for Walmart, an app for DoorDash, if you have an app for, I don't know, HelloFresh, whatever it is that you have, you have apps for, you can go on your phone and you can turn off the notifications on all these. And that's what I do. I have no notifications except the very few things I need to be able to stay in contact with, that's what I do. So turn off notifications if you have to. Use website blockers if you have to. Um, Put your phone away if you have to while you're focusing on something that's very important you got to focus on, even if it's reading the word of God, or if it's doing an assignment at work or for school or for church, your prayer time. Make sure you don't have the ding, ding, ding always going on, In fact, I have my phone on vibrate 90% of the time throughout the day. I don't even keep it on ring. I just keep it on vibrate to where I can keep it close to me, but I don't have to worry about the ring, ring. And of course, in my case, I have I have music for my notifications, and so it's when it goes off, my phone rings, and it's like, seasons change when and so I'm like, okay, I don't want to hear this kind of music right now, so I'll have my notifications turned off sometimes. That's one thing you want to do. Another thing you want to do is create a productive space. Make sure with yourself you organize your workspace, to be clean and tidy. Make sure that there's nothing around it. Did you know? Let me guys give you guys a great example. When you're trying to find a private place naturally or spiritually or physically or emotionally or socially, whatever, for you to be able to focus, find a place where you have your house, your room, your office, your bedroom, whatever, to where it doesn't have clutter in it. You don't realize psychologically clutter, it bothers you, it hurts you because it's not the best for you. You don't want that. My office desk is clean. It has one or two things on it, my office space. My bedroom, nightstand, dresser. I mean, everything is neat, organized, clean. I don't have clutter and junk. I don't have, little tchotchkes all in my living room of like, here's all my collections of, these glass statues, or here's all these, or here's all, I mean, I don't. I'm very modern. Those of you, I'll give you guys a great example of how my house is inside. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. If you watch Selling Sunset, which some of you probably look too holier than thou to watch Selling Sunset or TV shows, but hey, I do. Okay. If you watch any type of I love real estate shows anyway. I really do. Anything that evolves around that, even though it's got some drama in it, I don't care. But my house is extremely modern, like an LA style inside. It's very, very modern. I mean, when people come into it, it's like, oh my God. I mean, I love clean, crisp, very modern, very Beverly Hills, LA style look in my home. That's what I like. I don't like country stuff all around, and to where you got to clean a table, you have to move 50,000 things. Right? I don't. And the reason why is because it gives your soul, believe it or not, in your mind, a place of relaxation more, because it doesn't see clutter. When you see clutter, how many of you ever watched the TV show Hoarders? I mean, I can't even watch it because I cringe. I like the moment I'm done watching Hoarders, I want to grab a vacuum and I want to vacuum the house, even though it's clean. I want to go wash a dish that's already been cleaned. And I'm like, oh my God, let me throw more stuff away. I don't even have stuff to throw away. Simply because the fact that it's like that Hoarders deals psychologically messes me up, because I'm like, how can people live in that kind of filth? I don't get it. But once again, there's also situations they live in of trauma and pain. And I get that. I get that completely. But my point being with that is this: you can't have clutter around you, because psychologically it's not good for you. It doesn't cause you to focus. It doesn't help you um, to relax. It doesn't. So remember, your inwardness will always express outwardly what you're trying to really say or how you really feel. Your outwardly will express what your inwardly is really saying as well, and how you feel. So if you see people that are very high strung, 9 times out of 10, they're pretty much going to have a little bit of clutter around them. So make sure you match your outward with your inward, and vice versa. That's how, it helps you out a whole lot. So eliminate that kind of stuff. Have a clean desk, prioritize and plan a time on your calendar when you're going to do something. Don't double book. Don't, have things so back to back, to where just in case allow yourself a little bit of extra time in between the assignment you're doing, or the dinner plans you've got for your dinner date, or your best friend or your family, allow a lot of time after that to where you're not slammed back to back. You don't want that. It helps you guys out to be able to focus in the now moment when you're that way as well. Avoid. Now, let me tell you something. I am a big multitasker. I'm not going to lie to you. I am, but you need to avoid that the best you can. Avoid multitasking if all possible, unless it actually gets your motors revving to stay focused more. Right. One thing I'll bring into your attention is this as well. I like this principle. It's a good technique. I sometimes practice it, sometimes I don't. But it's called the Pomodoro technique. Okay, Pomodoro technique. The Pomodoro technique basically is means that you work and you focus for about 25 minutes, then you take a short break. Go back to work 25 minutes, take a short break. Now, if you work at a company and a job, they probably would not like that. They're like, you're taking too many breaks. But if you own your own company, if you're at home, if you're trying to do something at home or whatever, or if you have that a lot of time to do that on your job, let me just be honest with you. Use the Pomodoro technique, and that is work maybe 25, 30 minutes, and then just take a chill pill for a couple of minutes. Just maybe 1 or 2 minutes of just like taking a deep breath, focusing on something else, then go back to it. You want to be able to stay focused, and sometimes it's better for people to focus and then pull away, go back to it, pull away, go back to it. Okay, and once again, that's called the Pomodoro technique, okay? It's very good. You can look it up if you want to. It'll help you guys out a whole lot. Set allotted times and block off other times in case you go over with your time. Another one I definitely recommend for you guys. But these are techniques I really wanted to bring out to all of you guys today because it's very important you understand a little bit more of how to focus and how to train yourself to do that. Once again, you overbook, you book back to back. Trust me, you will not be present at all in any of those meetings you have that day because you're always thinking, my time, my time, my time. I got another appointment. Try to have at least, if at all possible, an hour in between your appointments. That way you're saying, you know what, I don't have to stay focused. Stay look at my clock, my watch so much because I know that if I'm 5, 10, 15, 20 minutes late, no problem. I've got some extra time. That way you're not constantly saying, oh, I got to leave right at this moment. And so that's what you want to do. Now, I'll give you guys a good example. For those of you doing life coaching sessions with me, I'll be honest with you. We do book back to back, but I have a certain allotted time between appointments. Now, those allotted times between my appointments because I'm booked solid all day long, allows me about 15 minutes. Now I'll be honest with you guys. I don't allow that 15 minutes for meaning that if we go over, very rarely, but that's not for that. That's not for you. That 15 minutes is for me respecting the next client. Just like I respect you to take that 15 minutes for me to sit down, chill, relax, pray, get my mind cleared to get ready for the next appointment, right? It's not for you to take advantage of that and say, well, you got a few minutes. How would you feel if somebody did that to you? And then I come into the session, I'm like, I'm sorry, what was your name again? What was the question? Is that fair to you? No. So treat others as you would want to be treated, right? Honor and respect people's times. When it's your time up, don't say that I got 2 or 3 more things. Because now if I have time, I'll be honest and say, sure, I got time for one more. But you got to think for a moment that people's time is precious and it's valuable, and it's respect for the people coming after you. So when you do an assignment, make sure you have some time that you're allotting to be able to say, you know what, an emergency should come up, not be negative. Something could come up after that. I want to make sure that I'm focusing fully on this. That way, if I know that people are respecting my time, I can give you full quality. I can be mental with you. I can be spiritual with you, and I can be physical with you. I can, you know what I mean? Like, in other words, I can be all there with you on the phone, right? And I won't have to worry about the time. And so you're getting more of me when you respect my time versus when you don't. And then I know that about you. The next time I talk to you, it'll be like, oh my God, he or she's going to keep me over. And so you're not going to get the fullness of who I am. Right. And that would be the same for all of you. So you want to be able to make sure you are focused with boundaries. You've got your notifications off. You have allotted yourself extra time to be able to sit and still, knowing that your next appointment or next meeting, you'll be fully present. Right. And so that's what you want to do. So let all these today help you guys out to stay focused on what God has for you in your life. There's nothing better in life than having a reality set with boundaries and ideas and automatically know what's going on, automatically know how it's going to happen, automatically know, the time and the season of when it's going to start, when it's going to finish. Get yourself ready. Prepare yourself to where that way you're able to be present with that person and be present with your assignment, be present with the homework you've got to do. And trust me, every time you'll make a natural or spiritual A plus because anytime you're fully present and you're aware, you're alive. When I'm aware in my moment, I am fully alive and I can hear God better when I'm able to have that time to say, it is your time now. Let's talk. Right. See what I'm saying? And you want to respect that about you. If you respect other people's times, like your boss or your employees or whatever employers, if you respect their time, they'll respect yours, and they will help you to make sure, believe it or not, that you have the time you need. They might not come to you and say that, but they will, because mentally they know that you have entrusted them by respecting them with your time, and their time was precious, and they're going to give you the same thing. You will reap what you sow, right? You will reap what you sow. So remember that today, because all of you this season, we got to stay focused on what God has for us. We got to go from glory to glory, from faith to faith. We got to focus on our giftings, our callings, our talents. And like the kingdom of God says, focus on the kingdom. Seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. And then all these other things will be added to you. You won't have to worry about everything else if you know the protocol of the kingdom and you respect that protocol, but you also respect it enough to give the same protocol and honor and respect to other people on this planet as well. All right. So remember that today. I really hope and pray all this blessed you guys out. You guys are so phenomenal, so awesome. I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. And I just so praise God for each one of you so much. I really do. So I hope you have a great hump day, being Wednesday today. Hope you have the rest of the week really good. Don't forget, thoughts do become things. Make sure you're always thinking positive. You're thinking from God's word. You're thinking with strategies. You're thinking with wisdom. Don't think on the devil, 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 devil. I got to think strategies against the devil. Well, do you really want to track that in your life? No. I want to track things that are positive and good and praiseworthy and of good report. So what I focus on these things, right? So I have to be reminded sometimes there is a devil, because I don't focus on that kind of stuff. I don't focus on junk. I focus on the solution. Don't focus on the problem. You focus on the answer, folks. Remember that. If the enemy is your problem, then guess what? Do you want more of the same problem? No. You focus on the solution. You focus on the answer. Christ said he is the answer. He is the way, the truth, and life. So focus on what you want, not on what you don't want. All right. Remember that today. It's very good that you understand that principle. So with that said, today, thank you for joining me today on this podcast. And by the way, if you're joining me from the streaming services, from everything from iTunes, Spotify, all the other amazing TuneIn, all the other amazing streaming services, make sure you're giving a 5-star review. Make sure you're commenting. Make sure you are liking it, please, because we need that. The algorithms need that, and people need to see that you have testimonies coming out of yourself to where they will want to come and listen to me as well. All right. We have thousands and thousands of great, amazing listeners all across the globe. Help me spread the news, the good news of the gospel. All right. Love every one of you. Have a blessed day. And as we close today, we will close by saying what we always say, and that is this: if you don't like your day, I have great news for you. Change your thoughts and you will change your life. God bless you. Hey guys, thank you for watching me today on YouTube. For Sylvia and Sarah and Lisa, for those of you that are on here today, and all the other ones that will be in the future. You guys, I hope you guys are having an amazing day today. I'm glad you guys joined me today. And by the way, I was going to tell you, don't forget, let's see, let me do this by memory. November 19th is our Prophetic Live Night event, and December 17th is our Prophetic Live Night event. So make sure you put it on your calendar. If you got an iPhone, go right now to your calendar. Do what I do. Go on your phone, go on your iPhone, okay? All my messages. Go on your iPhone, and when you do, you go to November. Go to November 19th right there, right? Just in case maybe you don't know, you click on the number 19, and then at the very top you have a little X right there. Click on the X. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. Click on the X and then write in what you want to put. Put Prophetic Live Night event, press it, and put the time. It'll automatically save it for you. All right. I'll give you guys a good example of how sometimes busy I am. Let me show you guys. Hold on a minute. Okay, so this right here is my calendar for on a Tuesday. Check it out. I got all these appointments today. All those are 30-minute and hour sessions. So you can imagine I go back to back to back to back to back to back to back all day long to 5. So that's how my Tuesday and Thursdays are. So you guys will know just how busy I do get. So, but make sure you put it on your calendars for November 19th. No, yeah, November 19th and December 17th. Make sure you put it on the calendar. Also remember, put on your calendar as well. Every Monday morning, 10 a.m. Central Time, we do a live. And every Wednesday, God knows what time on Wednesdays we do. Sometimes in the morning times, I do my thoughts become things. So make sure you guys got it. Thank you, Sylvia. You're a sweetheart. Awesome. I love you guys. I really do. Sylvia, I love you. Sarah, I love you. Lisa, I love you. You guys are so amazing. You're my friends, my confidants, my pals, my buddies, my family. Thank you for being part of my life. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Have a blessed, wonderful Wednesday today. You guys deserve it. And find something good today you can do. Find something today you can create. Find something today you can look back on tonight when you go to bed and you say, "This is what I did today, and I've never done it before," or "I learned a new word," or "I prayed in tongues for the first time," or "I prophesied for the first time." Find something new in God's kingdom, because God always wants to give you above and beyond what you're able to ask or think. All right. I love you guys. Have a blessed, wonderful day. Talk to you soon.